Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Rundown, where we talk about 2A news and conservative views. I will be your host today, once again, coming from the West Coast, the left coast, behind the Iron Curtain, otherwise known as the Sierras. But I do not do this program by myself.
No, my name is Mike Piroworski, coming to you live from the East Coast, the coast with the most, from the co-host with the most, here on the Rundown, 2A views, conservative news. Craig, it's a very special day.
Oh, yes, it is.
It's raining tacos from out of the sky. Tacos, no need to ask why. Just open your mouth and close your eyes. It's raining tacos.
It's raining tacos out in the street. Tacos, all you can eat. Lettuce and shells, cheese and meat. It's raining tacos. Yum, 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 yummity, yum. It's like a treat.
That's right, folks. It is Taco Tuesday.
Tacos, Craig, are probably the only thing I didn't eat while I was in Las Vegas.
Come to think of it, the closest thing I had to taco was a sushi burrito.
Yes, I did as well. I had a sushi burrito, but not quite a taco. So
Not quite a taco, does not count, does not quite count. But then again, I'll put it to you this way. I've had Mexican food in Florida as well as I've had Mexican food in California. I would say they're both better than Mexican food in Nevada.
Oh yeah. But again, I don't think we hit Mexican food in Nevada. We hit everything else. So
I've had Mexican food in Nevada. I wasn't impressed.
hit everything else pretty hard too. So
Oh yeah, we had tons of sushi. We had a good amount of seafood, Italian food. That was actually quite delicious.
don't forget the buffet over at the Wynn. We had that as well.
Folks, I got to tell you, if you get a chance, if you're going to do a buffet, it's a little pricey, but for the quality and diversity of the food that you are going to get, the Wynn buffet is phenomenal. It's a must do at least once.
Number one in Vegas. I'll say that.
I have yet to have a buffet that is better. I'm more than willing, if anyone who runs a buffet there in Vegas is willing to invite us to come for free and partake and let us judge, I am more than willing to put that to the test.
Absolutely. But just one per week, though. One per week.
Yeah, only one per week. Because after one of those buffets, that's pretty much all you need to eat for the week.
Yeah, it was a good 2 days before I had another meal after that. So.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of early mornings and a lot of late nights.
Yeah, still feeling it. Woo.
Yeah, and we apologize for some of the starts and stops last week, but it was just one of those things where I was there. I was doing interviews for Morning Coffee with Craig for the Firearms Policy Coalition. Mike was doing Arms Room Radio, and it was pretty much nonstop all day, wasn't it?
I think we did something like 60 segments for Arms Room Radio over the course of the 4 days.
Yeah, see that's just phenomenal. But that's why they keep inviting us back, because we probably, Arms Room Radio in and of themselves probably do more interviews than anybody else. But then you add that with the stuff that we do. It's well more than 2/3 of the interviews that are done there on Media Row are done here.
Yeah, I want to say that although I love doing the video stuff with you, I enjoy doing the radio more, because at SHOT Show you can't see us, nearly passing out during the interviews while we're on the radio.
That is true. That is so true. Although near the end of the week, it all depends on where your voice is.
Yeah, true. And listen, if you sit us down for 10 or 15 minutes at a time, we're going to start doing this. And on the radio, you can't see that. Because if we're doing the video stuff, you can see that.
Exactly. Because what happens is that you get an opportunity. First of all, during the day, it was really busy. I mean, this was a very well-attended event. And the thing is that you don't get a chance to do a lot of business other than interviews during the day, because everybody's busy talking with and working on trying to make, get orders from retailers. So a lot of the deals if you're talking to people about sponsorships or whatnot, or lining up interviews, a lot of that you're doing in the evenings. So you're doing that in the evenings, and then you get a chance to hang out and talk with people who oftentimes are the best in the world at what they do. And you gotta partake in that conversation. You gotta be there and listen when you hear people who are the best in the world at what they do, whether it's firearms training or shooting or firearms manufacturing. You gotta sit, you gotta listen, and you gotta partake.
Yes, absolutely. And like we say all the time, you make the contact story in the day and you follow up with them in the evening and the early morning hours. So
exactly. Speaking of contacts, let's connect these folks with our sponsors, Mike.
Let's do it. Let's say hi to our good friends at Hitman Industries. That's hitmanindustries.net. You got yourself an AR in the past 5 years, probably got one of their barrels, you don't even know it. Well, now you could buy from them direct for your next build or to rebarrel your current rifle. That's hitmanindustries.net. The California Republican Assembly, fighting a good fight behind enemy lines. You could be involved with California's future today at the California Republican Assembly. Hog Holsters, HAWGholsters.com. That's HAWGholsters.com. Get you some of the best concealment holsters on the market. And, of course, our good friends at uscombatgear.com for the best field gear you can ever get.
Exactly, folks. These are the people who bring us to you so that we can bring you to them. Go to them. Follow the links in the description of this program. Check them out. Spend some money with them. Make sure you tell them that the guys over at the Rundown sent you. Also, make sure, like, share, subscribe to the program. Encourage your friends to do the same to let them know they can listen, they can watch. Wherever you find your podcasts, wherever you find your video podcasts, you will find the Rundown. We don't care how you partake. We just care that you partake.
Do it. Do
it now. All right, let's get right into the news of the day. Well, there have been, in the last 8 days, 8 highly profile shootings involving firearms. 2 in 2 days, in the last 3 days. Interestingly, in the state of California. And our good friend, Mr. Gavin Newsom, who is the epitome of ignorance, decided to open his mouth and decided to declare the Second Amendment. He said it is becoming a suicide pact. Now, I know you want to hear this in context, Mike, before you actually comment. So here it is.
I mean, the Second Amendment is becoming a suicide pact.
But there's many people in this country that support the Second Amendment and are lawful gun owners.
Yeah, I have great respect. I have no ideological opposition to someone reasonably and responsibly owning firearms and getting background checks and being trained.
All right, so first of all, he's a complete liar. He has absolutely no respect for law-abiding gun owners because, as I said in at least 2 news stories where I was interviewed yesterday, the idiotic laws that he proposes, or the Democrats are proposing, only affect law-abiding citizens. So all he's really doing is disarming people who want to protect themselves from these guys who are seeking to commit harm against them.
If you notice, Craig, they shot him from the waist up because if it had been below, you'd have seen that his pants were on fire. Because he is a liar. It's amazing the lies he spouts out immediately when she asks about the Second Amendment, and we're great respect, and then he starts in with the his additional categories, right? Like as long as they get background checks, as long as they get training, and we know that none of that makes a difference when crime is being committed there for any shooting, let alone what's going on in California.
Well, if you go to the NBC and you listen to the story or watch the story, he goes on about all these data and statistics. Oh, well, California is the safest. Well, no, it's not. And by all statistics, first of all, by all numbers, when you look at rural areas or areas that are governed by or run by Republicans in California, that's where there is little to no crime or violent crime. But all you have to do is look at the major metropolitan areas like Oakland, like Stockton, like Sacramento, like Los Angeles. Sacramento, not so much. I take that back. Also in Sacramento, there are a number of incidents, and the numbers are through the roof. This right here, now this is, once again, this is all of these are all shootings just in California. This year alone, we've already had 2. We had 2 last year. We had several before that. I went all the way back, and there's a total of 24 mass shootings in the last decade. All of these are mass shootings, right? Except for, I think, 2. But all of these are high-profile mass shootings dating back a decade. It's about 2.4 per year, right? I'm sorry, dude. There's no way you're going to convince me that your laws are working. Absolutely not, because the data just doesn't support it.
Absolutely not. And every law that they've put in place, Craig, would not have prevented any of those shootings.
Nope. Like you got right now, you have President Biden, who is basically saying, well, we need to ban assault weapons, even though assault weapons weren't used in this one. Now, there is one firearm, the MAC-10, that is illegal in the state of California. By definition, in California, it may be an assault weapon, but it is not a federally considered an assault weapon. They also want to ban it for those who purchase it under the age of 21, which, by the way, we already know that part of that law has already been struck down, the banning of handguns. But what gets me, Mike, is 2 of the shooters were in their one was 67, the other was 72. How exactly would that sort of prohibition have prevented this from happening?
Absolutely would not, Craig. It would not have. And like you said, the MAC-10 there, they're calling it an assault pistol.
Yeah, which is once again a new phrase. That was another thing I told the reporter. I said, there's no such thing as an assault pistol. I said, you people in the media really have to stop allowing them to just make up words.
You people? You're going to throw out the you people?
Yes, I threw out to the media. I called them you people. You people in the media have to stop allowing them to just make up words. If they make up a word dealing with firearms, go to someone in the firearm industry and ask them, what is it? What does this word mean? And they will tell you it means bupkis. It means nothing. It is a made-up word designed to get you to think, ooh, big scary gun.
Yep, absolutely. It's all about stirring up fear.
All about the lies, all about the lies. And that, by the way, leads into the next story because, Mike, this is the funniest thing. So you had back in November, the president, they found some documents, right? Then all of a sudden in January, they found some documents. Then they said, oh, well, we found them all. Then they found more documents. Said, well, that's absolutely positively all the documents. And then they said, as a matter of fact, just the other day, we invited the FBI was welcome to come into our home and to do any search because, we may have missed a few things. And guess what, Mike? They did. The FBI searched the Wilmington home and found more documents, more classified materials. Now, what's funny about this, Mike, what gets me is that what they called them, they said there were 6 items, right, containing classified documents. They don't tell you what those items are. Those items could have been, those items could be a folder. Those items could be file cabinets.
Yeah, it's amazing, Craig, and I want to make sure everybody understands this. These are not documents he has possessed in his course of duties as the president of the United States. I'm sure there's plenty of those documents out there. These are documents collected by him while he was the vice president and then failed to return to classifying authorities at the end of his term. So he maintained and is kept for over at least a 6-year period now. These classified documents he's had just laying around his garage and other parts of his homes.
All right, so here's what's funny. Is I was trying to get this up here real quick, Mike. You've got this little thing right here, and I know you've seen this box, important documents and photos. This is an image right here from this was a box that was at Biden's home, but this was a photo from Hunter Biden's laptop. So one has to wonder if any classified if that may be one of the items, one of the 6 items where classified documents were found.
Yeah, could be, right? I mean, imagine the controversy that's going to come out of that. That not only did the vice president take documents that he was not allowed to have, but his son, the heroin using a philanthropist that takes money for sitting on Ukrainian oil boards also had access to these documents.
Well, and Mike, the other thing is so they also found Mike Pence. I guess now every vice president, everybody's going and looking in their closet and their stuff and seeing if they have any classified documents because Mike Pence evidently found some. I guess the point, Mike, here is this, is that this is not an uncommon thing. We know it happened with presidents going as far back as the first Bush. We know that it happened with Clinton. We know that it happened with the second Bush. We know that it happened with Obama. How about this? How about the fact that this happens, right? But here's what gets me. Only one president had their home raided, had a midnight raid with armed agents performed on their home.
Yep.
That's right. That's the big thing. I'm not saying, and once again, I don't know what's in these documents, and I'm also believing that these documents should not have been there. I'm not trying to downplay that. I'm just trying to say it happens more times than we probably care to admit. But the only time it was serious, the only time it was treated seriously was when Donald Trump did it.
That's right. Got to go after Donald Trump because he is the evil man, the evil orange man.
Evil orange man. That's pretty much how they see him. Speaking of the evil orange man and Trump investigations, did you hear about the FBI agent that, is now under arrest? And then, by the way, he's an FBI agent who he's the FBI counterintelligence agent who led Trump-Russia probe, was arrested with his own ties to Russia. Now, I'll be honest, I think this headline, I don't know enough about what he did, but based on this and other reports, if you actually read the story, I don't know that he headed the Russia probe or the Trump probe into Russia, but he definitely was involved. And evidently he received about $250,000 to either mislead the FBI or not provide information or to overlook or cover up information. Anyway, once again, I think it's just another example of, the people who are investigating Trump, the people who are looking into Trump, they're gonna. It's gonna be these next couple of years are gonna be very interesting as the investigations go forward in the House.
Yeah, he was a counter-intel agent, worked on counterintelligence, and I believe during the probe, he was in charge of the cyber crime unit for the FBI up there out of the New York Joint Terrorism Task Force. So he was the guy up there digging through the computer files and looking through the internet for everything that made connections. And then, once that's over, evidently this guy decides, well, I guess I can make deals with these oligarchs on my own. And that's what he did. He made his own independent deals outside of U.S. laws to partner up with these Russians for profit.
Well, needless to say, and one can question whether or not he knew anything about the stuff being put together against President Trump or how involved he was with it. At this point, I don't think that is off the table. I don't know that it necessarily means that he did anything illicit when it came to the Trump investigation, but I think you have to at least consider it.
Well, and that's what the story says. I believe he was one of the top 3 people in charge of that investigation, looking for information. Craig, I think the best part about this story, and Fox doesn't even really hit on it, that these charges were brought forth by the U.S. attorney for the Southern District of Manhattan there, Southern District of New York, and he's a Biden appointee just within the past year.
Wow.
So to me, that shows that the rats are recognizing the ship's going down and they're starting to abandon them.
Oh my, oh my, oh my. It's going to be interesting when we get a chance to see more about this. All right, moving right along. Now, the White House has gone out of their way to try and tell us that that energy prices, the increase in energy prices, had nothing to do with any policy that was put forward by the Biden administration. But we know that one of the things that they did on day one was the eliminating of the XL pipeline. Well, now the Energy Department put together a report, and once again, it's really being kept quiet. But they're noting and they're admitting that that they were wrong in canceling the Keystone Pipeline. And actually, in the report, they showed the economic benefits of the Keystone Pipeline. Now, Mike, once again, this goes on another list of things that we were all told that was not true by the media, by the White House, by the administration. And now they're admitting, yeah, it's true.
Oh yeah, yeah. Listen, everybody knew it was a political stunt. He did it on the first day, and then we've suffered every day since with our prices of fuel and oil. It's been ridiculous, and now to see it being snuck through the back door that they're trying to admit it. While the news cycle's focused elsewhere, they're trying to dump this behind us so we don't see it.
Yeah. So what they say here, what they note in this report is. They note that it was the XL Pipeline project would have created between 16,149 and 59,468 jobs annually for a 2-year period, which is up from 2014 report sponsor. So in other words, this is even more than they were admitting in 2014 that it would wind up creating. And they're saying here, additionally, reports citing multiple studies that there would have been a positive economic impact between $3.4 to $9.6 billion over the lifetime of the project. I think they also point to in this report the fact that it would have helped ease gas prices. Because once again, the cost of transporting oil from to the United States, to the continental United States, would have been significant.
Yeah, as opposed to just going out to the turning the valve and getting what you need because it's coming straight through the pipeline to us. Yeah, it's crazy the way that works, huh, Craig?
It is crazy, but the very fact that they ignored it does not surprise me one bit.
Yep.
All right, and with that, we are now on to our parting shots, brought to you by Hog Holsters. All you got to do is go to hogholsters.com. Make sure you use the discount code The Rundown, all caps, no spaces. Get your Hog Holster today. All right, this first one is in honor of SHOT Show. That's right. By the end of SHOT Show, I will just tell you, it's kind of funny because you're really kind of wiped out by the end of the day. You know what I mean? Am I wrong, Mike? By the end of the week, you're kind of wiped out. But at the same time, you still really don't want to go, do you?
I mean, maybe the week are wiped out, Craig. We were good to go. I think we were all right.
Show's over. On the floor. Show's over. The show is over.
That's a fun. That was a fun one. Now, do you know who that guy was?
That's Jerry Micklick, sir. That's the fastest shooting human alive is who that is.
Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't, it's funny. I did not even recognize him.
Yeah, that's Jerry Micklick. Yeah. He's the fastest shooting human being on the world.
Wow. Okay. Well, there you go. See now, once again, it just goes to show you that you can definitely have a good time. Now, here's another one. This one was also kind of hilarious. Now, because there's always tons of good neat little freebies that are made available to you. Well, there were some folks clearly there that were taking full advantage.
Guys pull together, it's teamwork. In foul or sunny weather, it's teamwork. What does it take to make any business climb? You'll find it takes teamwork every time. Incidentally, your jokes will kill the yokels. It's teamwork. I love your hokey vocals. It's teamwork.
Too much fun. Absolutely, positively, too much fun to be had.
Once again, Jerry Micklick, the most popular man in the shooting sports industry, being used as the decoy because he's got quite the sweet tooth. So they're snagging food using Jerry Micklick as the decoy.
Hilarious. Okay, this next one has to do with we'll just call it what do we want to call it? Document Gate, Biden Gate, Garage Gate. It's the gate that keeps on giving. How about that one?
Yep.
All right, here it's got the guy. What product is it he sells? Whatever product is he sells. We always he's the but wait, there's more guy, and he's holding up what looks like some He's holding up what looks like a box, but on the outside of the box it reads Biden classified documents, which leads me to question, Mike. I'm wondering when they're actually just going to go ahead and do a raid on all the rest of his homes and places where documents might be found.
I don't know. I heard that they actually found some more documents, Craig. It was in the news this morning during Biden's colonoscopy.
Well, that is a definite possibility, but we definitely know that he's got multiple garages, right? And as President Xi of China admits in this meme, it's amazing what you can find in a garage sale.
Oh yeah, they can.
And finally, now that Democrats are actually proposing that Eric Swalwell and they're still recommending that Swalwell and Schiff still be added to the Intelligence Committee, even though McCarthy says they won't be added, right? You would think that photos like this would disqualify him. You want to read this one for the folks?
Yeah, there's Swalwell, the proven adulterer with Chinese spies, who has a sign he's holding that says "We'll commit treason for quality Chinese food."
Good stuff. All right, hey, it's about that time for us to go. But before we do, Mike, how about another shout out to our sponsors?
HitmanIndustries.net, HitmanIndustries.net. You can get rifle and pistol caliber barrels at rifle and pistol caliber lengths. You've got Hog holsters, HAWGholsters.com. Get your best in tactical holsters available, concealable tactical holsters. California Republican Assembly, fighting the good fight behind enemy lines. Get involved with California's future today. And, of course, you want the best field gear available. Get yourself over to uscombatgear.com.
All right, folks, once again, these are our sponsors. Please visit them by following the links in the description of this program. Make sure you tell them the guys over at The Rundown sent you. And with that, we are going to call it a day, and we will be back tomorrow on Hump Day. So y'all have a good day the rest of the day.
Hump Day.